Three things that Donald Trump should do in the early part of his term, in my opinion, are listed below. And these are very important because each one looks at a certain facet of how politics is done in the United States. And if these are taken care of, it will at least strike fear in the hearts of future perpetrators, because you can be sure if one scheme succeeds, then it's going to create more people doing the same thing. So what are these three things? I'm going to share them with you in just one moment. But first, please like this video. If you have not already subscribed to our channel, please subscribe to our channel. Here we go. Three things that Trump must do: act on Hunter Biden, Ilhan Omar, and George Soros. Hunter Biden, because I have a feeling that Joe Biden will do some sort of a deal with Trump to allow him to pardon Hunter Biden. I hope it doesn't happen, but who knows? This is politics, I guess. But let us first list out why we are saying these three are very important. So I'm going to just go through a series of slides here. First of all, let's take a look at what happened to George Soros. Judge Joe Brown reveals that Kamala Harris is backed by Soros and dropped 5,200 fraud charges against his bank. And I'm going to give you the details on this bank and who was the CEO of that bank and how Kamala Harris, as the State Attorney General of California, let this one slide. I'm going to share all that with you. Candace Owens show, he had said that there are a series of connections between Kamala Harris, George Soros, and One West Bank that raised questions about Harris's political rise. Soros's role in Harris's political ascent is a highlighted topic. Unless you stop this, this is going to continue. I already told you a couple of times that the next person who is going to succeed Gavin Newsom as the governor of California is a hand-picked Soros candidate, and California is going to go from bad to worse if that person comes to power. And who's going to stop her? 56% voted for Kamala Harris against 40% for Donald Trump. So go figure. So who is Judge Joe Brown? He's a former judge at State Criminal Court of Shelby County, Tennessee, and he's currently a television personality, and he has been a vocal critic of Kamala Harris. In the 2016 US Senate election, she defeated Democrat Loretta Sanchez in the general election. In California, you have the top two finishers face off against each other, and the primaries are common between Republicans and Democrats. It's a twist in the whole system, but it's okay. So the top two finishers were Democrats, and therefore Kamala Harris defeated Loretta Sanchez. At that time, One West Bank faced over 5,200 indictment counts related to mortgage fraud, affecting numerous Californians, including Brown's neighbors, Judge Joe Brown's neighbors. Under the leadership of the then CEO, Steve Mnuchin, who went on to be the Secretary of Treasury in Trump administration, One West Bank faced significant scrutiny for its foreclosure practices during the late 2000s and early 2010s. The bank was accused of engaging in widespread misconduct by allegedly violating California foreclosure laws. What it is, you can read it here. I don't want to just keep on reading from the screen. You guys can pause here and read it for more details. But despite all these allegations, what did Kamala Harris, the then Attorney General, do? She just swept them all under the carpet. Later, just a few weeks afterwards, Soros sold One West for approximately $3.4 billion. Now, Judge Brown suggests that these political maneuvers, Soros's backing, dismissal of charges, and the unopposed Senate run, because there were only two Democratic people fighting it out for the senator's post, reflect a pattern that bolstered Kamala Harris's career with little resistance from the Republicans. Now, let's take a look at what is the reason why I'm saying that Trump needs to act against Ilhan Omar. Well, there are many frauds that have a statute of limitations. In other words, unless you catch them within a certain period of time, the statute of limitations will apply and the thing lapses. For example, for income tax, I think 3 years of return is all you have to be able to keep. Before that, if you do any violations, that cannot be caught by the IRS, Internal Revenue Service. Now, in this is allegedly proof there was provided that Ilhan Omar married her own blood brother, Ahmed Elmi, to enable him to get the green card to come into the United States. He was living in United Kingdom at that point of time. Ilhan divorced her current husband and then married him. And interestingly enough, they were all going to college at the same time, and everybody, including the kids from the first marriage, everybody was sharing the same place, all at government expense. So very, very interesting thing that happened, and this is something that is for life. Immigration fraud is for life, and I'm hoping that Trump will act on this, because after all, he has said that illegal immigration is one of the top things that he's going to crack down on. The match of DNA that says that Omar's DNA was taken from a cigarette butt, while 𝗟𝗏𝗼's DNA purportedly came from a drinking straw. Republican strategist, this guy's name is Anton Lazaro, he had posted the results hours before he was arrested and charged with trafficking underage girls for sex. So they arrested the guy who claimed this DNA match. But what had happened was that they were hoping that they could discredit this person by saying he was doing underage girls and so on and so forth, and hoping that that would make the original problem go away. Well, we have the data from that time, and you take a look at how closely the DNA matches of the two people. Now, this is the picture of Ilhan Omar smoking a cigarette, from which butt they took her DNA, and this is the brother 𝗟𝗏𝗼. So you can see the faces are very, very close. Now, these are all the different things that they were tested for, various STR locus, and you can see the match is 99.999998% likelihood ratio, that the probability of both of them being full siblings, meaning blood sister and brother. This is an immigration fraud for which both her brother and she can be deported back to Somalia. I'm hoping that Trump would do just that. There are two frauds here. One is that she married her own blood brother, but here's another fraud here. In 1995, Ilhan Omar entered United States as a fraudulent member of the Omar family. That is not her family. The Omar family is a second unrelated family which was being granted asylum by the United States. The Omars allowed Ilhan, her genetic sister Sarah, and her genetic father 𝗓𝙗 to use false names to apply for asylum as members of the Omar family. Therefore, Omar's real name, before applying, what was her real name? Before applying for asylum, her real name was Ilhan Noor Saeed Elmi, and you know that her brother also has the same last name. The family split up in 1995 when three of her siblings were granted asylum by the United Kingdom, including Ahmed Noor Saeed Elmi, the brother with whom allegedly she got married so that he could get a green card to the United States. You know, Ahmed Noor is a real biological brother whom Omar allegedly married in 2009 and divorced in 2017 to perpetrate immigration fraud. So this is what we have, and we also know what happened to Hunter Biden. Well, in the case of Hunter Biden, this is essentially fraud of many kinds, where he has actually taken the commission or he has got money, payback, kickback for just being the son of Joe Biden. And there are lots of documents available in the laptop. Now, Judge Joe Brown says it's not one laptop, but there were three laptops. As to how three laptops got destroyed and they were brought in for repair, I don't know. That sounds a little bit outlandish, but be that as it may, Hunter Biden's laptop has a lot of secrets. I'm hoping that these will also reach their logical end. So, three things that Trump ought to do so that the general public starts getting its faith back in the cleanliness and the law-based society that United States is. I'm hoping that this will happen, because if that happens, that would actually create for a kinder, gentler nation. Thanks for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Don't forget to click on the bell button for notifications. Namaskar.